What's up, everyone? Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and today I wanted to talk about an article that I ran across earlier this afternoon. Being a content creator on a horror movie channel, being a big fan of the genre, I of course noticed that a lot of times the media will try to use entertainment as a scapegoat for bad things that have happened, harm caused to people, atrocities, things of this nature. I'm sure you've seen it in the past. With video games, that seems to be one of the bigger ones these days. They try to blame violence on video games, movies in general, specifically of the horror genre. It used to be music was the big thing back when I was growing up, that they said caused a lot of violence. And, to me, it's a distraction. We're not really looking at the root problem. From everything we know scientifically, there's really no link between entertainment and violence. I tend to side with Billy Loomis from Scream 2 when he says, movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative. And to me, that's a great line in the film and just in context of what we're going to be talking about today. So let's jump right in. This article I saw, and it's all over the place. It's in a bunch of different places, but the particular site that I saw this at, and I'm not throwing stones, it is what it is. Like I said, it's all over the internet, but I got it off foxnews.com. That's where I saw it first. And the article is titled, and this is why I specifically picked the Fox News article title. I think it's more guilty than any of the other titles I saw of what I'm about to get into. So the title of the article is Actress Arrested in Slaying One Day After Finishing Horror Movie That Depicts Similar Shooting. All right. So what do you gather out of that title? What do you think that Fox News is trying to convey to you? Because when I read that article title, I see them saying that this actress committed a crime against someone else, a violent crime that was similar to what she was doing in a film. And it literally happened, she's arrested. This goes down right after she finishes shooting this horror movie. So in my mind, I read this and I go, and a lot of people only read the titles of these articles. They don't dig into the meat of them, and that's, people are busy. And if they see something like this, maybe they're not interested in it. They'll just stash that title of the article away in the back of their brain. And it just looks like to me they're trying to say, oh, well, here's some violent crime committed, and horror films are to blame, specifically this one. So let's dig into the article, because a lot of people aren't going to do that, and that's, like I said, people are busy. If it hadn't had the word horror movie in it, I may have not dug further into the article. So not a shot at anybody. It's just, it is the way it is. All right, so digging further into the article, it says an actress was arrested and charged with manslaughter one day after finishing work as the star of an independent horror movie that mirrored the real-life events. Once again, the opening statement seems to indicate that what they're trying to convey here is that this actress committed a similar act that she was doing in the horror film, and that there's a link to this. They wouldn't conflate the two if they didn't think there was a link. So, and I'm gonna, you guys know, if you've watched this channel any length of time, you guys know I'm awful with names, so I'm going to try to pronounce this lady's name. Aisling Tucker Moore Reed, 30, plays Valerie Faust in the film From the Dark. The film tells the story of a young tour guide at a lodge in an Oregon forest celebrating her last day with coworkers when things turn deadly. KTLV notes the film contains a moment in which Moore Reed's character commits a shooting that's similar to what happened in real life. All right, so we'll move on, and they're basically in that paragraph. I don't see anything different than what I saw out of the title and the opening sentence there. They're trying to conflate the two. Horror causes violence. That's what they're getting at here. Let's not even beat around the bush. The film's studio Siskiyou Productions, hope I'm not massacring that, um, told Fox News that producers learned the full extent of Moore Reed's past just one day after the film wrapped in 2018, when she was arrested and charged for the 2016 shooting of her uncle. All right, so already the title of this is misleading. The shooting that happened took place 2 years before the film ever wrapped. So already your title in your article is bullshit. All right, there is no link between something that happened 2 years ago, probably before the film was ever fully written. It definitely hadn't come to fruition yet. She hadn't filmed any of those scenes yet. There's no link, no reason to put that in the article, and there's no causation here. All right, so and we'll go on here because they're really, not only are they trying to blame Fox, but I got to tell you, Fox is trying to blame horror movies, rather I should say, but I got to tell you they're also really trying to run this chick's name through the mud here too, because the story is a little bit more convoluted than what it just sounds like. So a post on its Facebook page reiterated that the studio was not aware of Moore Reed's legal battle until after filming had wrapped. So I suppose they were also trying to come after this small independent, movie studio, I guess, that's trying to pump out this horror film. I'm not even going to get into all that. But according to the Oregonian, Moore Reed faces charges for first and second degree manslaughter in the death of a 63-year-old Shane P. Moore on July 26, 2016. Although she was arrested at the time of the incident, she made bail and was released. She was not formally charged until August 2018 when police obtained video footage of the shooting. While out on bail, however, Moore Reed, who producers explained went by the stage name Win Reed, was cast in the film, which is set for release next year. Producers noted that, per the cast contracts, no one was paid and everyone volunteered to perform. So yeah, come after this this upstart movie company that can't even afford to pay its actors and actresses. They're just strictly working on volunteers. Let's go after them. And they had no knowledge this was even going on. So Moore Reed's deadly 2016 confrontation with her Uncle Shane was captured on a cell phone camera, according to the Oregonian. Moore Reed was meeting with her mother, grandmother, and a notary over a property dispute between them and her uncle. Moore Reed's grandmother was reportedly being pressured by her son to sign a deed to the property, but the actress and her mother did not want her to sign. So it kind of seems like their side of the story here thus far is this uncle, who was the elderly woman's son, was trying to force her into signing over some land to him that I guess the others kind of felt like she was being tricked into doing. So Shane Moore had been arrested in January over allegedly assaulting Moore Reed, for which she obtained a restraining order. Now remember that. That's important as well. In the video posted by KOBI-TV, Moore can be seen pacing outside the house as the family discusses the deed issue. An angry Moore Reed can be heard shouting that her uncle was trying to enter the house and for someone to grab a gun. She confronts him at the front door, where she fires one shot into his chest. The video does not show the shooting, but the aftermath of Moore bleeding out in the driveway. Moore Reed sobbing can be heard in the audio. So, I mean, this woman is crying. She's already been assaulted by the guy before. Probably felt really threatened. Doesn't seem like it's something she wanted to do. But I'm not going to take any sides on this. I just like to point out that it's a lot more in depth, and there's, some nuances here that aren't explained. If you read the headline of this, which once again, that's what most people are going to do, the takeaway is, oh wow, this chick in a horror movie did something in a horror movie, and then she actually did something very similar right afterward. Not only is there nuance here, and I get you can't maybe fit certain things in a title, especially certain nuanced things, but I mean, to go ahead and just say, okay, we're going to blame the movie here. We're going to blame the movie and the genre in particular, because we're going to call it out. It's a horror movie. I just feel like this is just really shitty journalism. It's really misleading. And it's not a mistake. This is done very much so on purpose. So, getting back to the article, because it is almost done, we got a quote here from Moore Reed. She says, "He wasn't supposed to be around me. He's violent and dangerous. He threatened my life." And this is all on the recording, by the way. She later claimed that she didn't mean to shoot her uncle, but merely meant to fire a warning shot to scare him. Producers told Fox that their production had a low budget that didn't allow for background checks, which they now regret. What do these guys couldn't even afford to pay their actors and actresses. Do you think they really have the money to do background checks on their actors and actresses? It's obviously I can't even say a small budget, a no budget film. And I encourage stuff like that, to be honest with you. I think I'd love to see small, unknown filmmakers, getting their toes in the water and seeing, what else is out there. Because, you can't exist on the same creative forces forever. There's got to be new people come out. There's got to be innovation. Things have to change. Things have to get shaken up. So I'm all for supporting, small budget, no budget films. But getting back to the meat of what this is, and I'll read the article's title one more time here. It says, and I quote, "Actress arrested in slaying one day after finishing horror movie that depicts similar shooting." That is a mouthful for a title, and its intent is to directly make people believe that this woman was influenced by her role in this horror film to commit a violent act, and it couldn't be further from the truth. And if you read into the actual article, and you have to get really down deep into it to even see some of the things that are, head turning, you'll notice that it's clickbait. It's untrue. This isn't journalism. This is trying to spread a narrative that you want people to believe that entertainment, in particular horror movies, cause violence. And there is no causation between the two. There's no proof of any causation between the two. Same goes for video games, music, any other type of movies, entertainment in general. And I think it's just disingenuous, and it really pisses me off to see them come after a genre that has been around for so long, that has produced some really amazing cinematic moments and just films in general. And there's been a lot of achievement out of the genre, and it gets shit on, and it gets mercifully dogpiled on. And I really get tired of seeing it. And even when it comes to something like this, there's no excuse. Fox News and there were some others, but I thought this one was the worst at trying to grab the attention of people to put across a certain narrative that is absolutely, totally bullshit. So, what do you all think? Leave your comments down below. Leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and ring that notification bell for more horror content. And definitely check down below in the description section, where you'll be met with a couple of links where you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even support my work and what it is we do here at Bloody Breakdown via the Patreon link. So, with that said, it's your all turn. Shout out. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on this? Maybe I'm off base on this. Maybe you guys have some comments that'll make me see the error of my ways. I don't know. But this is what my takeaway from this is, and I want to know what you all think as well. So, with that said, I'm Brandon from Bloody Breakdown, and we'll catch you all next time.